Good morning, viewers. We're in a special function this morning at the Metro Gallery. In fact, we're in the office of one of the directors, Alex McCulloch, where there's various paintings of the previous exhibitions. But on my right is Ken Mcgregor, who is the special guest today. And welcome along here, Ken. But I understand the purpose of today is your connection with Aboriginal art, but also more your objective to help fund or awareness of the kidney, the disease, and the dialysis equipment requirements for the area where you spend a lot of your time out in the Alice Springs area. So we're very pleased to be here, but also very interested because Metro Gallery obviously want to sponsor you, and also they sponsor Australian art. So.
Yes, no, that's very good of them. I've been fortunate. I've been going up to Alice Springs since the early 1970s, and I've had a lot to do with the Aboriginal people. They've taught me how to hunt. They've taught me their way of their lifestyle, and this really basically is a way that I can put back into their communities, some way that I can actually repay the fantastic things that they've done with me. And dialysis is such a huge problem in the Western Desert because basically their introduction to European food just does not go well with their bodies. So what I'm trying to do now is to raise awareness so that the school kids and all the communities are aware of the fact that they shouldn't eat as much sugar. When they go for a soft drink, go for a non-sugar soft drink. When they eat foods, go for sort of low-fat foods and something that's healthy. And for the financial side of things, we're trying to generate some money to put a mobile dialysis machine on the road, and it costs about $100,000 a year to keep the machine and the vehicle and the nurse on the road. And Metro have been gracious enough to start the ball rolling by putting on this function today and helping start to raise this.
Well, tell us a bit about your walk promotion.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's something that I've been thinking of doing for a couple of years, and what I'll be doing is solely walking from Alice Springs to the Western Desert Aboriginal community. So I'll walk north up the Tanami Road from Alice Springs to Yuendamu. From Yuendamu I'll walk south to Papunya, and then a little bit further south to Haas Bluff, and then I'll go directly west. These are mostly on dirt roads, in fact 95% on dirt roads. I'll walk to Mount Libby, the Aboriginal community there, and then further west out to near the West Australian border to Kintor, and then across the border to one of the most isolated communities in Australia called Curator. They're all my favourite communities. It's all the communities that where the last of the nomads walked in out of the desert.
Is that right?
And these are the communities that I think will benefit out of something like that.
And you're telling me earlier you've been supporting or visiting these communities using your art.
Yes, well,
consultancy hat, or
yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, these I believe. I mean, it's only personal. I mean, there's some people that love the Tiwi Islands, and there's some people that love North Queensland Aboriginal art and that sort of stuff. And I love it all, but my favourite is the Western Desert. So anything that's been done on the communities which I've just mentioned are very dear to my heart. I think it's because of the primitiveness, because what a lot of people don't understand is that these people are actually Stone Age people. They never had metal implements. So, and I think I love that about them, that they're so, I mean, they're basically prehistoric people, and people criticise them, Europeans criticise them a lot because they say they're unsophisticated and they don't fit in with today's Western society. Well, we've got to give these people a chance. They're only 1 or 2 generations from the Stone Age people. So, to say that about a group of people who are so culturally sophisticated is disgusting. And I think if I can raise that awareness along this walk with the media contacts that I've got and people like yourself, that'd be fantastic.
Well, I think you attribute to your organisation or your own willingness, and
it's a 1,500 kilometre walk.
So what's your daily target in terms of?
Well, it's a 1,500 kilometre walk, and I'm going to try and walk 50 kilometres a day. Right. So it'll take between 3 and 4 weeks. I've set myself that goal, but it could change. It depends on the weather. It depends on the the conditions of the roads, because if it's very hot, they'll be very sandy, which will make walking difficult. If it's raining, they'll be muddy, which will make walking.
So when's the starting date, and what training are you doing before that?
I've been training quite heavily. I'm starting on the 1st of August. I've also, over the last 5 years, been putting a book together called Western Desert Artists, where I've photographed a lot of the Western Desert artists, and Macmillan are the publishers. So we'll have a photograph, a black and white photograph of the artist. On the opposite page we'll have one of their paintings, and all the royalties from the sales of that book will also be going to the Western Desert Dialysis Supply.
And what other sponsorship or support are you getting from other organisations?
Yeah, no, well, we've only, today's the first day, but the Deeg family who run the Art Series hotels are getting on board, and they're helping with sponsorship. They're also helping with some of the logistics, because I will need a support vehicle and a couple of people to follow me along to carry food and water and that sort of thing. I don't want them too close. Maybe seeing them at the end of the day is fine. So those sort of logistic things are very important, because although the Aborigines have taught me a lot, they've taught me how to hunt goanna and honey ants and witchetty grubs and that sort of thing. I don't plan to live like a nomad when I'm out there. Obviously I'll need food and a bed to sleep in each evening.
And no doubt you'll have some media following where we get some
well, I'm hoping to get
some internet updates and Facebook connections.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping to get that as well too.
Well, we're very privileged to be here and do wish you well, and once again thanks for Metro Gallery having us, and also very importantly they're going to kickstart your program, and we'll follow this with interest on our respective websites. So
thanks
wish
very
you
much.
well, Ken.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Alex, for having us here. And we got in early today before your crowd came in. I understand that you're the initial or one of the co-founding sponsors for Ken Mcgregor's walk.
That's right, yeah. Ken's been a friend of the gallery since it opened back in 2001. He's an art consultant, so he's very heavily involved in the arts industry. Represents Australia's greatest living artist, John Olsen. He's built the careers of artists such as Tim Story and Jason Benjamin. And most importantly, he's worked very heavily in the Indigenous community since the early 1970s.
So at the moment we have the Esther Giles exhibition.
That's right, yes.
So hence the connection with the Ken McGregor's launch, so to speak.
That's right. I mean, Esther Giles is not one of the artists that Ken McGregor manages, but he is friends with Chris Simon, who works at the Art Centre to produce the work.
So they're very good. So I knew there was a connection somewhere. Now tell us what forthcoming exhibitions are on your program the next couple of months.
We've got a couple of exciting shows coming up. Chris Booth, who's a Queensland artist who does absolutely fantastic pop art inspired works. Right. They're a combination between sculpture and painting, I guess you'd say.
He does both.
He does both, but combining it into one medium. So that's
and you've had exhibitions of his work before?
Yeah, we have. This will be his third solo show with the gallery, and he's doing very well. The next show after that, which is probably our biggest show of the year, we have an annual art prize of $50,000 for emerging artists under 35 years of age. So our first prize is $50,000, which is a huge amount of money to get a young artist a career started.
So tell me, have any of those previous winners gone on to do bigger and better things?
They have, most notably, I guess, Ben Quilty, who won the Archibald Prize this year. He originally won the prize back in 2006 with us, and also Sam Leach. He won the Archibald and the Wing Prize in 2010. So often it really kickstarts artists' careers and gets them moving in the right direction.
Well, we do appreciate being out here, and we hope this morning or today's function goes well.
Great, thanks again for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers.